What's going on, everyone? So I want to kind of just have an open Laker discussion and kind of use this video to have a conversation amongst ourselves down in the comment section. So please join the discussion down in the comment section. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. But just to speak generally on the Lakers, right? We got some new scrimmage images. You're seeing one of them on the screen right now, and I'll go through a couple here as we progress through this video. But so the Lakers got one more preseason game, right? Taking on the Phoenix Suns. My guess is that that's going to be a dress rehearsal game, very likely for both teams, right? Both teams are going to want to kind of, work on the things before they jump into the NBA season next week. And the Lakers have looked very good throughout the course of this preseason. I mean, like, very good. And that's very exciting. It gives us so much promise. And look, I've said this before. I really feel different about this Lakers team. Call me crazy. Call me, a Laker lover. This is a Laker channel. I get it. There is a level of bias because I am a Laker fan. But even from an objective standpoint, I don't know how you don't look at this Lakers team and think that they at least have a chance. Right? Even if you don't think the Lakers are going to win it this year, there's no way you can look at this team and go, there's no way. They don't, they're just not. It's so silly. And I understand you're going to, of course, have those trolls and you're going to have those people that are just, they're just talking just to talk, right? But any real person that understands even the basics of basketball, there's just no way you look at this Lakers roster and go, yeah, they're trash, right? Again, I'm sure there'll be trolls in this comments section. Look out for them. But going into that Phoenix game, and that'll be tomorrow, and we'll dive into more of the Phoenix game individually tomorrow. But going into that Phoenix game, I want to see the Lakers kind of, start positioning themselves. I'm not saying they have to do it the entirety of the game, but at least like the first half, right? Maybe even the first three quarters, really kind of like, okay, here's kind of what we're looking at. Here's the starting unit we're probably going to go with. Here's the rotation. Like, start hashing out all those things that you want to hash out, right? Like, we've done a good job really kind of establishing our offensive flow, right? We're shooting the ball excellent. Anthony Davis looks like he's, the bubble AD all over again. He's knocking down threes again, which is just a beautiful thing, right? LeBron looks fresh and revigorated, and that's all the conversation is right now, is that like everybody's just talking about how young LeBron looks again, right? And how fresh he looks again. And I mean, he even talked about it, right? He said one of the big reasons, he feels the way he does is because of how good of a job Rob Pelinka did. And I mean, he did. Rob Pelinka did his part. He put together a real championship level NBA roster. Rob Pelinka did his part. Now it's up to the players and it's up to the coach to do the job. And look, I fully have belief in both Darvin Ham. I know a lot of people are really kind of on the fence with Darvin Ham. A lot of people don't like Darvin Ham. You don't get to the conference finals with essentially an entire new team that didn't even play 10 full games together going into the playoffs. Because you got to remember, LeBron missed games, D'Lo missed games, right? And they still made it to the conference finals. That doesn't happen without good coaching, right? I mean, there are coaches that are considered excellent in this league that haven't even gone to a conference finals. Or they've been to like one conference finals, right? Like Darvin Ham did a fine job, and he's done a great job in preseason. I really love just the way he's rotating guys, the different lineups and looks he's throwing out there, right? We've pretty much won every game as far as like the minutes that the actual rotation guys are, right? Because the Lakers, like what Darvin Ham does the last couple minutes of the third quarter and then the entire fourth is basically our G League team. So all the way up until like midway through the third quarter, we've basically either been neck and neck or have won the minutes in which our starters and actual rotation guys have been in the game. And guys are looking great, right? Like D'Lo and Anthony Davis alone look like they are enough to carry us throughout the course of the regular season. Then you add in, oh yeah, Austin Reeves, who could be a 25-5 guy if he wants to this year. Oh, and they have a guy named, LeBron James, who, if he's anything close to the player he was last year, good luck. Right? It's just, this team just has so many weapons, so many threats. And they genuinely look like a team that is loving and enjoying each other's company. Right? Like, one of the beauties of that 2020 team was the chemistry and the relationships and that sort of brotherhood that they built, right? Like, they really cared for each other. They were going to dinners and movies and hanging out and, doing everything that they can and just speaking so highly of each other. And just like, they really felt like a family, right? And then you fast forward to the bubble, and all these teams are struggling and talking about, how hard it is. And, they miss their friends and their family and they miss this and that and the other. And it's like the Lakers were living their best life. It was like summer camp for them because they built that relationship over the course of that season. And you saw it. You saw it on the bench. You saw it in the interviews. You saw it, off camera in the scrimmages and practices and stuff. And guess what you're seeing this year? A lot of the exact same thing. You're seeing them have genuine fun, genuine competition. Like, that's the other thing, too. Like, they're having real competition in training camp. Guys are going after each other and proving it because you have so much talent. And you have a real argument for several guys to be in the starting unit. Right? Like, I mean, seriously. And, it's that idea of like, if I'm not on my A game, there's 3 guys behind me that'll gladly take my spot. It gives you that pressure. Gives you that motivation to keep playing well, keep playing hard. And you need that. Right? Like, this team, you see, I mean, like, look at this image. They're cheering, they're having fun. Like, you see, like, the scrimmages and just all, like, the practices, and then you see them on the bench together and they're joking and they're laughing, and then immediate, like, you're seeing them really build that love for each other, right? Like, and then even in the offseason, like, you have several guys going to Japan together. You have all of the team going to movies and dinner and, just enjoying each other's company and trying to build that relationship. And we need that. And you're seeing it translate on the basketball court. You're seeing the ball move. You're seeing guys, playing for each other, right? Like, they're playing for the team rather than trying to be the team. And that is what leads to successful teams in championship level basketball, right? Like, the beauty is, and what also helps is the fact that the Lakers, got the core group at least basically returning. Like, that's huge, right? And look, the Lakers are not a perfect team by any stretch, but they are very good, very talented. And there's only 3, maybe 4 teams, right, that are like in the conversation, like in that bracket with them. Like, the Lakers are going to be one of the top 5 teams in the league this year. Their offense looks like it's prime and ready to be number 1 in the league, and I imagine their defense is number 1. Like, I'm not saying necessarily that they lock them in, they'll be number 1 offense, number 1 defense. It wouldn't surprise me at all, but I do think that they'll be top 5 in both. And if they're top 5 in both, then they're going to be probably a top 2 seed in the Western Conference, right? Like, legitimately. And what's great too is you have so much versatility, so you have so many different lineups that you could throw out, but you also can weather storms, right? Like that Denver series, for example. it's like D'Lo disappears and Schroeder disappears, and it's like, Lonnie's unplayable, and then Malik Beasley's unplayable, and it's like, what do you do? It's like, now what? Like, who do you go to? Well, now it's like, if D'Lo and Vincent and Christie and whomever else, right, Rui, are all having bad games. It's like, okay, well, you still have Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, right? Like, you're still good. Jared Vanderbilt, right? LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves. Like, you have several guys now that can easily just step into that role, pick up where the other guy left off, right? Like, we're going to have games in the playoffs that, of course, are won because of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? But I also think you're going to have games that are won because of D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, and games that are won because of Christian Wood and Gabe Benson and Taurean Prince, and games that are won because, Jackson Hayes and Max Christie and Cam Reddish just, they each have like a double-digit game or whatever, and that's the difference, right? Like, you have the grinders, you have the hustle play, you have the versatility, you have the size, like, you have everything you need, right? Like, we definitely have things that we need to continue to improve and work on. That's without question, right? Like, rebounding, we need to do a better job of rebounding the basketball. How much of that is summer league, though, or preseason? Not summer league, but preseason. Like, how much of that is, teams aren't trying to break their necks trying to chase down a rebound, because, again, you're just trying to get into the regular season. I'd like to see us take care of the ball a little better at times. Like, we're doing fine, but you could always take care of the ball a little better. We've been great shooting the 3 ball, which I love. Got to do a better job hitting free throws, right? That's something else that needs to be taken care of. I love that how we're sharing the ball, right? Like, I love that guys are moving, right? We're averaging, like, I believe, like 24 and a half, 25 assists per game, which is good, right? That's really good. You want that. That means guys are sharing the ball's not sticking, the ball's moving, and we need to keep doing that. We're running, 5-out offense at times. Like, LeBron seems to be engaged when he is on the court. Right? I mean, even in the practice, as you see on screen, you got LeBron doing his little karate move. Not really doing a karate move. He's doing a no-look pass. But tell me that doesn't look like he's, like, doing a karate stance or something, right? Like, he's getting ready to, like, take someone down. Like, he's, like, gathering his, his chi. Like, it's I don't know. I just think the timing of the picture is funny. But nonetheless, I digress. I'm loving what we're seeing. And I definitely want to watch this last Suns game, kind of evaluate, really kind of look over the tape and see, like, what are definitely the things that we need to work on? What are the things that are probably just written off to just preseason, right? Even our defense has been a little sluggish, right, at times. Like, at times we look brilliant defensively, and then other times we're a little sluggish. Again, how much of that is just the preseason, right? So, I mean, time will tell. And look, we're going to have our test immediately, right? Like, we don't get a practice test this year. I mean, we get the test the day one, playing Denver, and then it doesn't ease up there. Like, even our first, like, 5 games are against, like, 4 of very likely the top 5 to 7 teams in the league this season. Like, it's going to be interesting, right? Lakers are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to really buckle down, stay focused, stay committed. Everyone's got to buy in. Everyone's got to, come together for the goal, which is the NBA championship. But this feels like a championship team to me. Like, everything about this season just screams number 18 for the Lakers. But anyway, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you somewhere in between? How do you feel? Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.